and the Washington football team. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma. To the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. The numbers for Sanders last week, 1 rushing touchdown, yes, but look at the rushing yards. He was up near 200.
The one phrase I'd use to describe that performance, he carved up that defense.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Hurts going to keep it running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So a glance here at the key inactives. There's other reasons, but this list, one of the reasons they've been struggling some this year.
And one that they won't make excuses with, but everyone knows.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here's Aaron Siposs now. Adam Humphries deep to return. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Heineke now looking to throw on 1st down. They'll be led out by the man from Old Dominion at quarterback, the 28-year-old Taylor Heineke. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Throwing again on 2nd down. Heineke, they'll set up the screen for Gibson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The Charles' first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Heineke. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, Heineke. And he fires one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that.
Touchdown! Devontae Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have taken the early lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I'll guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things. Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. And here's a give to Gibson. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their two games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15. And it was Washington winning on the road, so they're looking to finish off the sweep here at FedEx Field. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Heineke on first down. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run with Gibson. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. T.J. Edwards. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Ricky Seals-Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Yeah, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Not much room to run. Just gets it to the 35 after showcasing his tough running. They'll run with Gibson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. So, Charles, here we are, Week 17. Both of these teams playing their 16th game of the regular season. And obviously for decades, that was the full season. But as we all know, a little strange, still one more game to go next week.
Yeah, Brandon, I think we're both interested to see how things play out next week because we know their division titles and wild card spots up for grabs. So those teams, no doubt, they'll be all in. But how would you like to go in front of a team that's 3-13 and say, okay, guys, one more time, let's go get them. If we win, it benefits someone else.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. To throw is Heineke. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The numbers for McLaurin a week ago. 4 catches, 56 yards.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes, they stretched, dreamed, going against the last team in the league against the pass.
Yeah.
He expects to catch every one thrown today.
You're right. They have struggled 32 of 32 in that category. Heineke's throw into the hands of McLaurin. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Heineke again. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And the Eagles are going to get it back here just past the 35. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
A big play that time through the air. 36 yards.
You'd think defenses might be a little more prepared for plays like this because so many offensive coordinators, when they get the ball after a turnover, they do like to dial up a deep ball right away. And if I were a defensive coordinator in this league, that's exactly what I would say to my defense before they went out to play. In this case, though, they didn't get the message, and a big play resulted.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. On 2nd and a yard. Hurts. Throw right side. Caught by Goddard, the tight end. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what...
Touchdown, Eagles! Devontae Smith with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Shotgun handoff to Gibson, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll run. It's Gibson. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Alex Singleton, a former Canadian League star, in on the stop. 2nd down at 5. A handoff running left is Gibson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 50 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 4th down. They'll go. It's Gibson. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1. Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Jannard Avery coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. And his kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
As Sanders there with a first down carry that might have gotten a yard, if that. 2nd down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he
tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamin Davis. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Alex Singleton make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game, 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Now this one complete on the slant route, and he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Heineke now from the 50. Out to the right to Humphries. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Washington on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing, Heineke. He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not one bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis.
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
He'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off near the 32. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. A first down throw for Heineke. That's going to be caught by Samuel. To throw again on second down. Heineke. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Now Heineke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Adam Humphries with touchdown number 8 on the year. And Washington has retaken the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now 17-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And on the left sideline, incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Goddard. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. A gain of 6 there on first. 2nd and 4. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Flushed out right. That is caught. It's the tight end, Goddard. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Hurts. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They've got the lead early here in the 3rd quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the 2nd half.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
But to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And they'll try to throw now. Heineke. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Javon Hargrave in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now after the sack, Heineke and the Washington offense going to face a tough 3rd and long. And he finds Seals-Jones complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Rookie Seals-Jones. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. This taken in at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Finding his target, it's Ward. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
But 1st down, Hurts. He's got Dallas on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
They'll run here with Gainwell. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Kenneth Gainwell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Kenneth Gainwell who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Looking to throw, Heineke. This one swung out to Williams. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Heineke now. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to Ward. 7 yards, the pickup there. 3 yards remain for second down. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Steps, Hurts fumbles it, and it's Washington that scoops it up. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage,
and he can't get rid of it, he's taken down. Derek Barnett in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and 5. Heineke to throw it. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Alex Singleton in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what did they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how did they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And he is going to get the first down, it looks like, as he's up to the 12. Going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Now a throw here to his running back, and he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Escaping the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. He'll drop to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. They will run for it with Gainwell. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles have retaken the lead. Elliott good on the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was Kenneth Gainwell who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Flush to his right. He'll have a first. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles.
Let's be frank, you hate the fumble at the end of the play, but prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And he's got it. Touchdown. Greg Ward, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So the drive there took 6 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Heineke over the middle, complete to Samuel. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. Now Heineke. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. And the play fake, and now Heineke. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jannard Avery able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. To throw is Heineke. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And the Eagles are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
On 2nd down, Gainwell looking for space. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Alex Singleton, the linebacker, there on the tackle. Williams going to get it again on second down. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Washington on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. A gain of 2, just like we saw on 1st and 2nd down as well. Deuce is wild. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Pass caught left side by Humphries. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Heineke's throw taken in by Samuel. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Heineke now looking to throw on 1st down. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. T.J. Edwards able to record his 5th sack of the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Here's Heineke. It's caught. Humphries. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
1st down, Heineke. And yet again, it's Humphries. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
From the shotgun, it's Heineke. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphries. Touchdown, Washington. Adam Humphries with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And Washington has made this a 1-score game. They'll try and throw for it. Eluding the pressure right. And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They start the drive here with Gainwell. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. 2nd down and 7. He's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Hurts sets up to throw it. Going deep here for Watkins. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Back to throw. That's caught over the middle by Seals-Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. He'll look to throw.